So earlier today, I said I was doing some yard work, and I took out all I think it's called viburnum. It's a tall bush that makes a great hedge, but I don't need a hedge in front of my window that I want to look out of. And I put in let's see, over here, I put in a frangipani and some salvia. I know it's hard to see because there's a screen. And then here is a Proven Winners hibiscus. And then I left a space here because I'm going to put a bird bath. That's what I had at my last house too, in between the two hibiscus. And then over here I put in another Proven Winners hibiscus. They're different colors, but and then in between all the liriope, although it's hard to see, I put in some lantana, and then I put in, you can't really see it very well, but I put in some portulaca, different colored portulaca, and then the lantana in between those. This room is basically a sitting room for me, and this is where I'll have my morning coffee every day. And I just wanted it to be pretty. Once these grow, that'll get to be about 3 or 4 feet tall, that I'll keep pruned right at the height of the window. And then I'll be able to sit out here and have my coffee. The frangipani will grow up pretty tall. I don't know what color it is. When I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, they didn't have a color listed because she grew those from seed. So I'm interested to see. I wanted to get one with 3 stems so that I could take some cuttings off of it and make my own, but it didn't work out that way. She wanted like $35 for those, and this one was just $20, and it looked super healthy, so I didn't bother, giving her a hard time and trying to talk her down in price. Anyways, most of the house has, nothing on the walls or anything yet, and I got boxes everywhere, but there's one of my dogs. And the chair that I'll have in here for now, and then you'll have to excuse the messy house. I got boxes everywhere because the movers just came last Friday. So I have my office space, and then the kitchen and the living room, which is really, really messy, but I'll show you anyways. It's really messy. And then the small dining space. I'm still unpacking boxes. I have been doing several things, like I got a new entertainment stand that I had to put together last week, and a new bed frame that I had to put together as well. I thought that I would show you this out here. I went shopping with my girlfriends the other day and went plant crazy. But these are all the things that I know I want to have in my backyard once my backyard is fenced and I can really take advantage of putting some color out there, etc. I have bought some off of Facebook Marketplace. I bought some hanging baskets and the shepherd's hooks for the baskets to go on. I just have to spray paint them so that they're weatherproofed a little bit. But I thought I would do, and then I bought a cardboard box, even though I have hundreds of cardboard boxes, because I'm going to do the spray painting on the box, and then when I'm done with the spray painting, I can throw the box away. But I have ordered a really nice plant or a really nice tree that I've wanted for a long time, and I'm hoping when the nursery comes to plant that tree, which is going to be kind of straight out from the corner of that wall, so that when I'm sitting out there I'll still be able to see it. The fence should go in. The fence is going to be exactly like my neighbor's fence. The fence should go in about a month's time from now. I already paid for it and did the contract and everything like that. So what I'm hoping to do in between here and the other part of the neighborhood is take out all the plants. There's the plants that I took out of the ground today, the viburnum and some other plants. I'm going to take those and put them, kitty corner to where the top of her fence is, because those viburnum will grow, 40 feet high. And right back here where you can see that road is actually going to extend right behind my house, and it's a road to the beach. So I'm sure it'll be heavily used. So I want to put, besides the fence, obviously it'll be a 6-foot privacy fence, but besides the fence, I want something that will grow really tall so that acts two ways as a privacy, privacy for me to be in my house and people not to see in here, and then also some noise reduction from the road. So I'm hoping that it proves out to be both of those. I was also thinking of putting in some bamboo back there. Oh, look at that hummingbird. I don't know if you can see him right there. Anyways, I have lots of plants that I'm putting in for hummingbirds. They're not currently out here, but I do have a couple in the garage, and this is a butterfly bush and some tomatoes and peppers and different things that I have growing. I did buy some ubes. I'm gonna have a couple trellises out here, and I'm gonna grow the ubes up over the trellis because they really like something to climb on, and then I'll be able to have those as food. And then over here, I'm trying to keep you guys away from the screens. Over here, I just have some herbs and a tomato. I found that tomato actually growing wild in the median of the development. So I'm assuming someone else had tomatoes here last year and a bird carried it, or the seeds flew over from their yard into the median, and that tomato was just growing wild, so I took it and put it in some soil. And the yard, I wanted to videotape it now before I do anything to it, so that you guys can see the progress over the next 6 months to a year, because it'll take a really long time for things to fill in even after I put them there. But the other one really exciting thing that I've already done that I love, and before I finish that up, I'd like to show you that too. So let me bring you over into the front door area. At the townhouse that I was living in, when I first moved in there was no plants or anything like that. So I had brought in some mandevilla and stage chartreuse. Brought in some mandevilla, and so I have moved them over here, and I've put them out here. I'm gonna put up on the wall here, I'm gonna put a big black rack, 4 feet wide by 5 feet tall, and have them grow up here so that from the front of the house, when you come in on both sides, this one's doing way better because this one was established in my old yard. This one I just purchased to have on the other side, but I'm going to do the same thing here so that both sides will have the mandevilla, and it'll grow up to the archway there. Anyways, that's it for now. I will keep you posted on the progress. I was really happy to be able to play in the dirt ever since I've been here. I closed on this house almost a month ago, but I didn't move in until last Friday. And so I've been dying to kind of get to the front yard and start changing things up a little bit. Look at all the weeds in the front yard. I have already weeded that quite a bit. I try and go out with a 5-gallon bucket and do 1 bucket per evening so that eventually over, a month or two's time, all the weeds in my front yard will be gone, and I'll be able to really focus on the St. Augustine grass that is still there. I was originally just going to resod in the front, but once I started pulling the weeds, I'm like, the St. Augustine is really already established there. I just have to aerate the front yard and then feed it a little bit in order for it to be nice and green, like my neighbor's. You can see where her yard starts right there because it's a beautiful lush green. But she did have them resod as part of her contract on her house. I didn't. I had them do several other things instead of the grass because I knew that I would be able to do the grass myself. But so I'm in my place and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm missing my son, and I get to go out and see my daughter and my granddaughter in South Carolina again next weekend. So I'm really super excited for that because she'll be 2 months old on the day that I'm arriving. And then we go for her 2 month shots the following day in South Carolina. So I'm not happy about that, but I am happy that I get to be there with her and my daughter, and I will keep you guys updated. I will talk to you soon. I plan on making more videos. Since I've been unpacking and doing so much stuff in this new place, and I still have the lease on my townhouse, which is where my son is staying on his own now that he's graduated high school, which was last Thursday. So it's been a really busy, crazy busy couple of weeks. But I'll show you the view that I'll be sitting in. You can see that it's gonna rain again. Right after I finished the yard work today, it poured for about 3 hours. So that's why the plants that I took out are not planted in the back area, the common area of the HOA, because it started pouring, which I knew it would. I just wanted to get my stuff done. But here's where I'm going to be sitting and enjoying my coffee moving forward. The lease on my townhouse is not up until the middle of July. So I still have some time to go back and forth and get all the little things that I didn't make the movers bring with them, and just kind of button up there before the final inspection is done to be able to get all my security deposit back. So I've got to paint 2 rooms where we've done a little bit of just regular wear and tear, where the beds were up against the wall, and this chair that I'm sitting in, it went up against the wall in one of the rooms there and took some of the drywall off, so I've just got to spackle that and then repaint that room. So a little bit more work to do there, but I'm just trying to spend as much time here as I possibly can. And this has been a long weekend. This is a Memorial Day weekend, so I'm able to be off for, it's a 3-day weekend, and then they told us that we could leave a little bit early on Friday, so I did. So basically it's been a 4-day weekend. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. And like I said, I'll be making more videos. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.